Taurus, Dark Dove Tarot here. Hope you're doing fantastic. This is your May 2021 reconciliation read. So again, Taurus, this is for May 2021. Woo! Reconciliation. Your cards are wild, wild and free all over the place here. So Taurus, like I said, this is your reconciliation read. This means this is a read for an energy between you and another person. People, it could be multiple people. It's generally going to be a past lover, past partner, somebody from the past that you're interested in knowing what their energies are like, what they're up to, how they're feeling. Golly, these cards are like, they just flew out of my hands, like everywhere. And they left me with these, so we'll take these. Okay. They just like, they're all over the floor. It's not even funny, but I'll pick those up after, and I'm just letting the rest fall off my couch. So like I said, this is just seeing where the energies are between you and this past person. Like I said, generally a lover or a partner, but it could be a family member or a friend that you're interested in seeing what type of energy you have going on here between them. So again, this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It is a general reconciliation read. You want to make sure you check your other signs as well to see if you get a little more clarity or get a little more, add a little more to your story. I am doing an extended reading below, so you can check that out as well. I also offer private reads. The private read link is below, or information is below as well. So any likes, subscribes are greatly appreciated. If you are subscribed and you're not getting my notifications, please turn them off, then turn them back on. And make sure they say all notifications, because I'm getting a lot of messages from supporters of my channel saying they're not getting that information, which I greatly appreciate all of you who've been supporting me and, you know, supporting my channel and what I do here. It's means a tremendous amount. So let's go ahead, Taurus, and pull your unicorn card, and then we will get started here. See what's going on for your reconciliation read for May. Okay, and you have not an angel, divinity. I think one other sign got the same thing. So this talks about not just an angel. This talks about divine timing. This talks about all aspects. This is kind of like your guardian angel looking. So is this divine timing? It's not just a sign. It's a sign that means something very, very, that has a very, very strong meaning. It's a sign that has some big substance behind it. Now, I read you over here and read the other energy over here. It can be completely reversed, and cross-watchers are welcome, but please be nice about the sign I'm reading for in the comments. Now, in your head and your heart, you have the Ace of Pentacles here, Taurus, and in your heart, you have Judgment. The Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity, prosperity. It's, you know, it's feeling like a new beginning, something new coming in. Now, it can be an old energy, but what's interesting is in your head, you have this new opportunity coming in, or you have this new prosperity or something to look forward to, something that you want to, you know, start. And it could be start back up with somebody from the past, but ultimately it's a new start, either a fresh start with somebody from the past, or wiping that slate clean and a new start. You have in your heart, though, the Judgment card, and the Judgment card talks about forgiving the past. It's finding that peace, and whether you are in communication with this person or not, this Judgment card talks about finding peace within yourself, finding the closure that you need, if you need to find closure. Otherwise, the Judgment card talks about forgiving the other person and, you know, either wiping the slate clean, having this new beginning, or wiping the slate clean and saying, you know, I forgive you and I move on, and I'm not going to carry the negativity or any burdens with me, and forgiving yourself as well. And people always say forgiving myself, but yes, because we sometimes become our own worst selves when, you know, we're fighting with somebody, or when things become toxic. So it's forgiving yourself for things you feel bad about saying or doing as well. Now, in their head and their heart, they have the King of Cups, and in their head and in their heart, they have the Wheel. Now, the King of Cups is a communicator. This is somebody who communicates, though, without the emotion. So this is somebody who really cares about you, Taurus, but they want to leave the emotion out of it. So they want to have some sort of communication with you. They want to talk to you, but they don't want to rely on the passion or the sex or the romance or the they want this to be like, we're going to have an actual conversation. Now, sometimes the King of Cups can also mean somebody who indulges a little bit, maybe needs that liquid courage in order to have that communication. So some people get annoyed. They're like, really? What are you talking about? But I learned this a long time ago, and it's something that has stayed true throughout. So again, somebody that, you know, just make sure that you catch them on a day when they're not needing that liquid courage. But in other words, as I said, the King of Cups is somebody who communicates, somebody who wants to have a conversation based on the reality of the situation, not on the passion or the connection that you still have. Now, in their heart, they have the Wheel of Fortune. So they're hoping things turn around. So if you guys aren't together, they're hoping that you guys get back together. If you guys are, you know, not talking, they're hoping that there's going to be some talking coming in. The Wheel of Fortune is this divinity. It's the divine timing. It is unplanned changes, something that you have no control over, something that, again, is meant to happen. It's time to happen. The universe kind of steps in and says, okay, here we go. Now in your present, you have the Ace of Wands, which is, you know, energetic and creativity. The Ace of Wands is a passion. So some sort of new passion. You either have new passion for, you know, a new person, or you have passion from somebody in the past. The only issue that I'm seeing here is the Devil card coming in. The Devil card is Capricorn's card. So you could be dealing with Cap, or have Cap placements in your chart, or they could have placements in their chart of Capricorn. But the Devil card symbolizes some sort of toxicity. So it's almost like you have some sort of spark or curiosity to see what this person has to say. They're coming back around. Maybe you guys haven't talked in a long, long time. And maybe before you do, you need to forgive them because there was some sort of toxicity. So this is still weighing heavily on you, Taurus. This is still, you know, there was either like cheating or adultery, or there could even be substance abuse or addictions. Could, you know, it can even be just the anger or the things that were said between the two of you. So you're kind of looking away from this person going, oof, I really do need to find this peace, or need to find this ability to have kind of like a come to Jesus moment almost with the Judgment card, and forgiving and forgetting what happened. Because if you let the toxicity weigh in, it takes away any passion or any newness with the Ace and the Ace here that's coming in. So just, you know, keep that in mind in order to harness that passion and that love again. This needs to be out. And the Judgment card is literally like blowing down on the Devil, kind of blowing that away and saying, if there is going to be a start here, it needs to be a fresh start. Now, in their present, they have the World card and they have the Queen of Wands. The World card is an abundance. It's a belonging. The person feels as though they belong with you. They feel as though they're very tied to you, but it's also a final completion. It's also the end of a cycle. So it's interesting. It's an end of a cycle and a new cycle coming in. So if you're not talking, there will be communication. If you are talking, there will be, you know, a recycling, if you will, of something happening. So this is kind of the recycler. This is, you know, bringing something out and making something different with it. So I definitely feel like there's a chance that you guys could communicate again, possibly move forward into at least talking or being friends, and then evolving into something else. But as I said, recycling it into something different, recycling the past into a new future, a new present. They also have the Queen of Wands, which means that they're feeling a little more confident in this situation. They're feeling a little more every day. It seems like they're kind of building up their vibrations. And before, I think you lacked confidence in this person, or you didn't feel like they were telling you the truth, or you felt as though they were always feeding you a story, or what they said wasn't true, or they didn't have the gumption to follow through with anything that they talked about. But now, you know, they're having these conversations and they're doing it without trying to like get in your pants. And I know that sounds strange, but a lot of times people come together and it's like, oh, you know, he or she is still really sexy. And this person over here wants to avoid that, because if this is going to become something amazing, then they want to avoid that completely. And in their mind, this is going to become something amazing. Now, you have the Four of Cups, which is feeling in the future, am I wasting my time? Am I going to be taken advantage of? Am I going to be taken for granted? Maybe that's how you felt before. Because again, the Four of Cups is like, well, I don't want to waste my time here. I feel like I've been taken advantage of by this person, taken for granted. And you have the Knave of Cups. So this is like, I need to be able to see this person with love again. Right now, Or in the past, you've looked at this person as the devil. When you look at them, you can't see the love you once saw for them. When you look at them, you don't see the glimmer in their eyes. You don't see the sheen, you know, in their smile or in their face. You look at them kind of feeling sorry for them. But the Knave of Cups talks about the fact that you want to be able to see them without that brokenness. You want to be able to see them with the forgiveness. I find it interesting because the Judgment is kind of like blowing down on the devil, clearing that away and clearing out the devil toxicity, and then refreshing things to where that's no longer what you're dwelling on. You're dwelling on the possibility of something new. It's interesting because they have this as well. They have the Judgment card. So it talks about them needing to show that energy, show that this is something new for them, show that this time around, this spin on the wheel, that it's not, that there's more to it than just we're hanging on because the sex is greater, we're hanging on because, you know, because we're codependent or whatever. This is more, let's wipe that slate clean and let's find new ideas and new creative ways to be together. And ultimately, there's the Lover's card here, Taurus, which means that they truly do love you. The other thing with the Lover's card, though, that a lot of people don't acknowledge, but it is, you know, kind of a definition of the Lover's card, is an ultimatum. So I do feel as though this person is going to come forward to you and give you some sort of ultimatum, like, hey, look. And that may be where this King of Cups, the communication, is coming in, Taurus, where they say, look, you know, I know there may have been toxicity in the past. I know things may have been crappy, but we both need to work on this forgiveness because that's the only way we can ever come together. So if you can work on forgiving me, and if you can kind of, if we can get to a point where we're not returning to the past all the time, if you can get to a point where you're not going, well, you know, I mean, you totally screwed me over. Like, this is a clean slate, Taurus. If you're going to do it, it needs to be a clean slate. Otherwise, forget it. Because neither one of you have done well in the past with forgiving and forgetting without bringing the past back up. There needs to be some sort of acknowledgement that that's not going to be brought up, or that you're not going to be shoving each other's mistakes or issues into each other's spaces. And that's what it comes down to. And this person really does want to have the ultimate chance of reconciliation with you. But again, there's got to be this, it's like a divine timing. And what's interesting is, you know, the Family card comes in on top of the Divinity, which means, you know, you guys may finally be meeting on the same level, because you have this Wheel of Fortune, as I said, divine timing, unplanned changes, karmic connection. When it's time, the universe kind of moves you into that wheel without giving you a chance. And so this tells me, you know, maybe it's time. Maybe you guys are ready to start your own family, whether it's kids, whether it's fur babies. Maybe you're ready to have marriage, or have, you know, go in the direction that you were going to go. As I said, this is kind of like recycling a past relationship, but something different, something new, something that, yes, it had some dust on it, and yes, there will be some pain there, and yes, there will still be the elephant in the room every once in a while, but this is coming out with something much bigger, much greater than what you had planned originally. All right, Taurus, if you're interested in hearing the rest of the, you know, what's going to happen, we're going to clarify a little more, you can get the extended read below. I'll see ya.